This is the first part of a video tutorial on using the iLogbook iPhone application. In this section, I'm going to talk you through using settings and configuring the logbook the first time you use it. If we go into settings and we select iLogbook, these top two settings are if we're exporting by email, then the program will automatically fill in the to and the carbon copy email addresses. You don't have to use them, but I don't know why you wouldn't. If you leave it blank, you can always type it in once the program puts you into the email program. But this is certainly easier than having to type names each time. The remaining settings have to do with the data entry. The first is if you're exporting to a program like Excel, you could turn this off. But if you're going to export to a program that's going to use an XML data format, then this allows you to enter additional tags in the configuration data to help the program doing the XML parsing to understand your file. Movable columns, normally in data input you can rearrange the columns to best suit the way that you typically enter data into the logbook. Once you've got it all set, you may want to disable that so you don't inadvertently do it. And so that's what this setting does. It turns off the ability to rearrange columns from the interface. Hide helipad options. In the location screen, there is a button that allows you to turn helipad displays on and off. And if you're an airplane guy, you can just make the whole button go away, in which case helipads will never show up. If you're a helicopter guy, you might have the option turned on but still want the default to be not to show helipads. I know personally, probably, 19 out of 20 flights I do are still from an airport to an airport because it's a training environment. And so by default, I kind of want helipads off. I want to have to go hit the button and turn them on again if I actually want to record a helipad location. And the final thing is time in minutes or tenths of hours. Now if we fire up the program, I'm going to talk about how to configure your logbook for the first time. Now you'll see I've already done the configuration for my logbook here. And I'm not going to take you through a full configuration because it would take 10 or 15 minutes. It takes a little while, but you only do it once, so it's not so bad. The idea is you want these columns to match exactly your paper logbook columns or the program that you're using on your home computer. For instance, a lot of people use Excel. Then it would be important for the iPhone program to export data in the column order that your Excel spreadsheet is expecting. So what you would want to do is look at your spreadsheet, figure out what columns are in it, and then make sure to exactly mimic that here. That way when we export it and you paste it into your Excel logbook, all the columns will match up perfectly. If you want to add a new column, like when you start and there's nothing in here yet, you go to the bottom and you select Create New Column. That lets us enter a display name. That's the name that's going to show up in this program when we're prompting you for flight information. So we could just do test. Now if you have XML tags turned on, it lets you put in a tag as well. I default it to column underscore, and then typically I use the same name as I did for display, but not always. And it's totally up to you. You don't have to use the column underscore part. You can make your own tag up. Whatever the program that you're using for a logbook expects, you can enter in here. We can hit the return key to get the keyboard out of our way, and we can select what kind of data type this is. Is it a date? Is it a flight time? Is it an event counter like numbers of landings or instrument approaches? Model of aircraft or tail number of aircraft? Unformatted text? People's names? And airport or heliport locations. Once you have decided what you want here, you hit save, and you'll notice it's added it to the end. If you make a mistake and you want to delete one, go back in here and you'll see now there's a delete button, and if you hit that, it erases that column.